Welcome into the PHNX Rising post-game show. Phoenix Rising win 2-0 against Miami FC here tonight at Phoenix Rising Stadium. Goals by Fede Varela and Rito opening up his account for the season. We've got a lot to get into, and we're going to talk about the context of what that match means. A very big looming Open Cup match on Wednesday, but I am Max Simpson here with Owen Evans. Owen, purely talking about the match itself, fair to say, Phoenix Rising had quite the string-a-hole on that one.
Yeah, I didn't really care what they did today.
Yeah.
I had to get that one in there. But
it is. No emotion.
I'll tell you now when you look at this game. I think it's a reasonable result, a decent performance, and they were able to take control in the first half. I don't think Rising ever felt like they weren't going to win this game, really. As soon as that first goal had gone in, and it was just like, okay, it's not going to be one of those where it's just like, you know, slow and sluggish and not really getting anywhere. Look, it's you knew that they were probably going to hold on for a result in the end in that one. So, yeah, I mean, you take the 3 points. It's a rough team in terms of Miami are not very good. They haven't been good for most of this season. They're a pretty mediocre squad. And, yeah, you take the 3 points and move on. But obviously, we'll want to put this in bigger context later on, I'm sure.
Let's go, man. I'm seeing everyone in the chat. Absolutely. I'm seeing Zanelle in the chat with a power Rito. She's asking you to say.
No, I'm not saying it.
We're giving it a whirl. Okay, that's okay. Alexander in the chat. We're early. Absolutely. Hey, we're here. Doing it. Always here for good. Tyler,
Max, did you get a pretzel today?
I did get a pretzel.
Was the pretzel any good?
Got a victory pretzel.
Was the pretzel any good?
It was not as good as Rising's performance, and I'll leave
the
it
lackey
at
is
that.
shaking his head in the background.
All the lackey said was the following: we're gonna get pretzels from the same place we got hot dogs, and that's all I'm gonna leave it at. And his eyes kind of popped out of his head.
Hey, there's gonna be $3 hot dogs the next home game.
Oh boy,
I'm actually not gonna be here for that home game.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to get Reese's stomach pump for more than $3. Anyway, boom, we'll keep it going. Right, everyone here, right. Appreciate everyone, man. It's this match again, to your point, right? No matter how little or much stock you may have put on this one, seemingly from the opening whistle, right? This was always going to be something, right? Phoenix Rising would almost have to find a way to lose this one, and you can call that, right? Phoenix Rising more talented on paper than Miami, or oh my gosh, did it again? Miami FC, Miami FC, right? You know, they're kind of a lower team in the league for a reason. They're bottom in the East. Their record kind of shows for itself, and I think, right, Phoenix Rising took advantage of some really unforced errors from Miami's backline, and specifically their goalkeeper, right? He was shaky on a lot of those passes. He was late. Remy Cabral was, even on the goal that they scored, Remy Cabral kind of chasing him down almost, I'm not going to say lackadaisically, but kind of you do that run, you curve your run in as a striker, chasing after the goalkeeper, thinking you're not actually going to get to that ball. And sure enough, he slides in, gets the ball, falls nicely to Fede Varela, and fair point to him, he chips it over the keeper.
Yeah. No, it's one of those ones where, look, they knew from the beginning, and I spoke to Danny about this, and I spoke with Fede about this after the game. They knew that planning in there in terms of just pressing, because they knew they were going to be able to get opportunities if they pressed Miami's back line, if they looked to find a way to, just put them under pressure. And we saw it happen multiple times, right? We saw Remy Cabral chasing down the goalkeeper, and there were opportunities there in order to try and get something. And look, eventually it pays off, right? Remy manages to make that challenge. He gets the ball, dribbles out ultimately to Fede. Fede was kind of waiting for it. He knew there was a chance. Again, they planned this. The coaching staff had been speaking about this during the course of the week, about how this was going to be a way that you were potentially going to find the back of the net. And so they were ready for that. And I mean, you see similar kind of things later on, not quite the same, but again, it's challenging the goalkeeper in an awkward spot is how the second goal comes about as well. Look, the key thing here more than anything was just really putting them under pressure to try and, knowing that Miami were trying to play the ball out of the back a lot of the time as well, and just not letting them do so with any kind of ease.
100%, right? Edgardo Rito very much scoring that second goal again. It was just that tenacity. It was just many balls, right? We're kind of going in over the top within that corner, within his direction. He's able to beat the keeper out there to the ball. Kind of, boom, a little bobbling around, all that stuff. But again, calm under the pressure. He opens up his account for the season. Rising going in at halftime, 2-0. And again, at that point, it's elementary. It's what they do. They just clamp down. Professional performance from a team that, right, they knew what they were up against, a team that they should be beating, a team that regardless of what starting 11 they did put out a pretty strong starting 11, but they handled business.
Yeah, they did. I mean, look, it was competent, I think, throughout. It wasn't necessarily always the most convincing, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, again, there was no moment where you felt they weren't going to win that game after they'd scored, right? You'd have hoped that they'd ultimately have scored a few more, maybe against a pretty poor team, but hey, it is what it is. And again, right, you get into the second half, you're thinking about, I don't think all the players, again, we've known there are some issues with fitness with players in the past. Some appear to be getting past it, some are not. We'll see what that means going forward. I will add this one, a comment in from Danny after the game. I asked him, was Wednesday a factor when he was, thinking through things like what they're going to do in terms of, the subs, in terms of all of that in the second half. And he said, no, they're thinking about what was going to help mostly today, and that was how he's going to make the calls. But speaking of calls, Max, you're putting your call on speaker right now, mate.
No, I'd rather not.
His phone is currently buzzing.
Samantha,
who do you think might be calling Max at the moment?
Yeah, Samantha, if you're watching the pod, why are you calling me? I'm in the middle of the pod.
No, I think pop Sam on speakerphone.
And next time she calls again, I'll do it. You won't.
He's made a claim. Sam, call us, please.
I make a lot of claims.
He does make a lot of claims.
I do make a lot of claims. And Edward makes a claim in the chat. Messi looked terrible. TBH, not sure with all the hype. I completely agree. Let's take a look at the numbers, right? Which Lionel Messi did nothing to contribute to in tonight's matchup, right? Phoenix Rising 2, Miami FC 0. 1.53 XG for Phoenix Rising, a measly 0.2 for Miami FC. Possession, absolutely dominant for Phoenix Rising, 70-30 shots, more than tripling. 18 shots for Phoenix Rising, 6 for Miami, and the on-goal ones, again, tripling pretty much there. 8 shots on goal for Phoenix Rising, 3 on goal for Miami FC. They won the field tilt as well, convincingly. Again, the numbers back it up, the eye test back it up. It was just a dominating performance from beginning whistle to final whistle.
Who you give him man of the match to, Max?
Man of the match. I mean, listen, people have been hard on this guy, not just all season, even going back to last year, but scores the opening goal, comes through.
You're giving it to Argentina's number 10.
We're giving it to Fede Varela.
Argentina's number 10. Federico Varela.
Fede Varela, man of the match. 1 goal on 0.02 XG. Yeah, not 0.2. That's 0.02 XG. Both of his shots were on target. 6 out of 8 duels won. Both of his dribbles successful. Again, we've been saying that, talking to Statlacky a bit. You can say that Fede Varela is one of the most improved players throughout this season, and he really showed it tonight. Again, calm finish. Looked a lot easier from where we're at, but when you kind of watch it on replay, outstretched arm of the keeper, not the easiest shot. Yeah,
no, it wasn't. And it was well placed, I think, in the end. It's an awkward position to be in that moment. It's an awkward position to you look at it and think, obviously, well, right, it's open goal. You're gonna score it, right? Keepers off his line. It's still not easy. There's still execution there, and he did it well. He did. Absolutely. What else does well? Friends at Circle K. Do things pretty darn well, right? Had the Polar Pop, big partner with Phoenix Rising, right? Circle K ads are going there. Max is hydrating, I hear. Max is hydrating. He's hydrating with his Polar Pop.
Grab that Polar Pop, grab the Froster, if you will. You can do all those types of things at, Circle K through their Inner Circle program. So here's the thing. They got a 79-cent, any size Polar Pop or Froster, but I'm going to do you one better. You knock 10 cents off, get to a very nice and easy 69 cents for a Polar Pop or Froster if you are an Inner Circle member. It is that easy. Nice to, slurp down a good, refreshing Polar Pop, especially on a hot day. Just kind of like that, if you need to.
Did you really make that noise then, Max?
I know. What are you talking about? Did you hear something?
No.
I'm just enjoying a nice Polar Pop. It's hot out.
I'm about to end the show.
Oh, dear God.
Thank you, producer. Max, finish the ad read.
Oh, man. Circle K. Join the Inner Circle program. Again, you get 25 cents off per gallon. Your first 5 fills. I will not have my ad interrupted by anyone, not even me. But check out Circle K and the Inner Circle program. Terms and conditions do apply. See store locations for more details. Also, check out our friends at OG's Brands. OG's Brands, they pair nicely with a Polar Pop or a Froster, right? Nice, refreshing. Boom, get a Polar Pop in your system. Get some OGs in your system if you are 21 years or older, of course, because we do it responsibly. But, right, nice little come down after this game. Maybe you had a little sativa, hype you up, take a little indica, calm you down. Go into the night with a little party. Emma Clark, she's going to be partying. Boom, off camera. She looks at me like, yeah, maybe she'll be taking an OGs. There we go. Check out our friends at OG's Brands at ogsbrands.com and check them out on socials at OG's Brands. Again, you must be 20 years or older to enjoy responsibly.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. So listen, we talked about the complex of this game, performance, convincing, everything like that. I know we want to get to it. we're going to get into Wednesday. The starting 11 for this match, we were dissecting it on Thursday's show. We were curious about how strong of a team they're going to put out. What do you make of what they put out?
It was stronger than I was perhaps expecting. I'll give you one example here, and we'll talk a little bit about Panos Samanakis, who we know he struggled a little bit previously to this, that 3 game in a week kind of stretch, and he struggled a bit because it was a hamstring issue and not, ideal there in terms of, right? It really made him struggle a little bit in terms of the end of that. He didn't play in Detroit. He couldn't play in the second half against North Carolina. I asked Danny about that after the game and about, was he played 85 minutes today? Was that, does he really think does he think that he can go and give a starting performance on the game on Wednesday against Seattle? And he said yes. He thinks it was more important today that you got the minutes under his legs and got him back into a rhythm after he had to miss some games towards the end of that last 3-game stretch. And so, it's important to get a bit more rhythm in him and get him, motoring back up so he's ready to go full speed come Wednesday. So that's the look on there. We'll ultimately see, won't we? I guess what some of these decisions mean for Wednesday. I mean, when you look at the midfield, I was a little bit surprised. I actually thought they did a little bit better than I was perhaps expecting for Lorenzo and Jose Andres Hernandez.
Agreed.
Midfield, they can often be a little bit, slow on times when they play together. They're a little bit pedestrian in terms of advancing the ball forward. They were a bit better today than I was expecting. Well, I'll give them credit for that. I think they were.
Well, and you know what? I think this kind of goes into like what Reese and I were saying is, again, we give a lot of credit to Fede Varela. I was saying, I think Renzo Zambrano may be the most improved guy all season because he is very progressive moving forward. That midfield.
Max is getting a phone
turned
call.
pretty well. Oh my gosh. And
Max,
she already
you
hung
didn't
up.
Answer. Max, you gotta call her back now, Max.
No, we're kind of
You said you put her on speaker. Max,
yeah, but she missed it.
You ignored it. Wow.
Happens.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, but yeah, no, like I said, Renzo Zambrano, very much.
I actually thought they would have played JP today and rested Renzo. I agree. That's what I was expecting.
That's what my shot was on Thursday.
But they didn't do that. Look, I mean, Lawrence Wyke obviously played a while in that one. Samantha, if you are watching this podcast, call him again.
You won't.
Call him again.
You won't.
Please. But I just think overall, look. And I mean, here's the thing. Brett's saying there about best shape for a full 90 against Seattle. I understand that. The key thing here is it could be 120 in Seattle. We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Reese here, ignoring your fiance. Wow.
Fiance, oh gosh.
If your fiance calls 2 times, you answer.
We're in the middle of the pod.
In the chat.
She's fine.
Wow.
She'll be okay.
Max, you answer. I mean, come on, man.
Nah,
could be an emergency.
You should answer, bro.
You should answer. Call her now.
She literally sent me the tongue emoji, like the
it's
laughing
like,
tongue
you know,
emoji.
when you're dead and your tongue's like hanging out your body. Like the cartoon. She could be dying, man.
Why
you wouldn't know?
Why are you putting that out there? Why the hell are you putting that out there?
Well, you're not the one who want to answer the phone to her.
Because clearly she's fine.
Is she?
Don't.
Come on, be careful, mate.
Don't.
Maybe she has takes on the game, bro.
I mean, maybe she does. We want to hear them, don't we? The people want to hear what Sam has to say. The people really want to hear what Sam has to say.
Anyway, so Phoenix Rising, so they played a match tonight. No, again, I think the thing is this is understanding you're not going to be able to rest all of your starters ahead of Wednesday. They did put out a strong lineup. Here's the thing. Yes, you want to give, like we said on Thursday, you want to be able to give them some game time. You want to get them up to speed. And that is the risk you run. If this is a 90-minute match against Seattle, okay, cool. It's manageable. Gets into 120, gets into PKs, things like that. That's a different animal. And I'll give Danny the benefit of the doubt because of, hey, there's a lot of game management going on. It's hard to strike it perfectly. But here's the thing. If you are then having to sub off guys really before that 90-minute mark, before the extra time mark on Wednesday, that to me is a telling sign of like, hey, listen, this maybe it's something where in hindsight should have rested some guys or should have pulled them earlier.
We'll see come Wednesday because again, right? And we have to give Danny the benefit of the doubt in this moment because ultimately he's the one working with these players and we're not, right? So he sees a lot more in terms of where they're actually at fitness-wise, how they're ready for this week and all of that. We'll have to wait and see, and we'll see what they look like on Wednesday, and we can make a judgment then from the outside what it looks like. But yeah, it's difficult, right? When you've got these kind of weeks and they stack up and the travel, which has been extensive, is stacking up, and all of those things come in, and all of those things contribute in such a way that then it's just a struggle. I think it's a struggle all around to make sure that you're able to get the best out of these players. Obviously, look, was 3 points important tonight? I understand that there are people who will say yes. Wednesday, of course, is a huge night for the history of this club in terms of the opportunity to move on to the quarterfinals of the US Open Cup, which is something in this club. I mean, for a start, they've never made it to round of 16, which is the stage they're currently at. This is the first time. Quarterfinals would be an entirely different kind of achievement. It would be a huge one. And also, it would be the first ever win in a competitive match against an MLS team. So, look, it's complicated. I understand that. Then they got to go to India at the end of the week as well. So it just adds even more to a really complex week of just so much going on. But hey, at the end of the day, 3 points today. You take it, you move on.
Yes, they do. We move on to our friends at Four Peaks. Four Peaks is a great way to celebrate a win like this. We're going to go out for some celebratory beers, one that Samantha is asking me about the logistics of, but I can't do that because she's not calling me right now, but I'm going to be consuming some Four Peaks beers.
Maybe she won't come now because you won't answer the phone to her, Max. I mean, come on, the chat has told you. It's the rule, Max. 2 calls means answer.
I don't listen to the chat.
Oh, well, chat, you know what that means? It's time to step it up.
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy, Four Peaks. I can step up with them and their beers.
I was having a fun night last night. A couple of bad birdies in the fridge.
Ooh,
nice
good, man.
Chill Friday night, but
drinking them down nice and cold. Check them out at Four Peaks. Again, they have their. I don't know what you're referring to. They have their bad birdie, juicy golden ale, of course. Their hop knot, their IPAs, the kilt lifter, all that good stuff. The golden lager. Eric won't come on, Mike.
No, he can't, but I can.
You won't. Anyway, check them out at Four Peaks Pub and at Four Peaks Brew to keep up with the latest and greatest going on in Arizona's hometown brewery. Of course, their HC Pub, great place to grab brunch, meal, all that stuff. Again, check them out, Four Peaks Pub, Four Peaks Brew on the socials and online at fourpeaks.com to find them at a local bar or anything near you. Of course, must be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly.
The chat says Max is buying $3 hot dogs.
I'll give them a read. Sure, why not? Also, you should check out our friends at Valley Taproom. Valley Taproom is a great place where you can, buy some Four Peaks beers. And yes, there it is. The
beers in.
That's the drinking motion.
Max
yes,
getting the beers in.
Getting some beers in.
Max is getting the beers in.
A beer. What? Another beer. What? Third beer. What? 4.
Beer.
What? Beer. Beers. You can get beers.
If you like things other than beers, they got other things there as well.
They do. They got some wine slushies. They got a nice menu of all different types of things going on there. Again, the wine slushies quite good there. But yes, check them out again at Valley Taproom. They have Queen Creek and the Gilbert locations. Find them East Valley, East Side. Check them out online at valleytaproom.com and find them on socials at Valley Taproom to check out what they have going on. See them in person.
Yeah.
All righty. Reese in the chat. No one should buy the $3 hot dogs. Devinall says, I have no concerns. Is that about the hot dogs?
If Sam was calling with beers, would Max answer? Ooh. That's what BJ says in the chat.
I mean, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
She'll be okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Andrew asking in the chat, Devinall concerned of the rest of the players' performance, even though we only scored 2 tonight.
Yeah.
No, he's like asking.
Nah.
Yeah.
Mind. I think the thing about this one is that the mind is still somewhat on Wednesday. Players will tell you it wasn't. Coaches will tell you it wasn't. I think people are still thinking a bit about it. Look, they came up against a relatively weak opposition. They put 2 goals on them in the first half, and the second half was kind of just ride this out kind of feeling in some ways, and it can be that way. I feel as though, I understand the comments in here from Andrew about, can feel different without Torres, Cuello, Cabral, or Armanaka scoring. I get that. But at the end of the day, you get 2 goals in the first half. You just kind of move on. You don't really have to worry too much about that. I feel as though overall, decent enough performance, and you take the 3 points and you move on, right? Again, I came into this game saying I wasn't hugely bothered. I was more worried about where this team was setting themselves up for Wednesday and how they were going to prepare for that. Coming away with 3 points today is a huge bonus as well. I think you just take the 3 points, you move on.
Agreed. I mean, again, it's one of those matches, especially when you score those 2 first half goals and you know that you have a 45 minutes to play where really it's just don't lose the lead. Kind of bunker down and just do your thing. Like, you don't have to do anything fancy. You're not pushing for a goal. Like, you've already have it comfortably against a team where, again, haven't thrown you to that point, don't really have the firepower to come bring on a game changer. Like, just do your thing. And I get it. Like, it's maybe one of those where, okay, it's just a professional performance. We've seen that from this team, you know, at times this season. That's what it was. They did the job. Boom, get in, get out, win.
You know what though? You should have gotten out the phone and put Sam on speaker.
You're really getting on this.
I think you should have done it, mate. You said you'd do it if she called again, and she did, and you didn't.
Oh, right.
No. Come on.
That's not happening.
All right. So do we want to talk a little bit about other things, other games today, this weekend? Some big USL news. Actually, this weekend. We'll start with the game yesterday. El Paso Locomotive 1, Memphis 901 2. And what did that mean, Max? What did that game mean?
I'm going to be honest, I totally spaced out.
You completely missed out what happened after that El Paso game yesterday. El Paso Locomotive parting ways with head coach Brian Klarhout after the game.
I literally still didn't hear you.
So El Paso Locomotive coach is out. Brian's gone. The managerial merry-go-round continues. Who's coming in El Paso? We'll see soon, I'm sure. Dang. But El Paso now coachless. We'll start with the other game yesterday and then proceed on to the games today. Colorado Springs Switchbacks 3, Rhode Island 1.
Ooh, nice voice.
Indy 11 4, Hartford Athletic 1. Loudoun United 3, Monterey Bay 0.
Coastal.
Pittsburgh Riverhands 1, North Carolina 1.
Stealing a draw.
Tampa Bay Rowdies 5, FC Tulsa 0.
Rowdy performance.
Oakland Roots 2, Orange County 1.
Rooted in defense.
Las Vegas Lights 2, Louisville City 2. That one just shocked him. He doesn't know. They actually led for a lot of that game, Las Vegas. So Louisville took the lead through Davila in the 7th minute. Noel scores for Vegas in the 16th. And then Adams puts him in the lead in the 36th minute. It's not until Ray Serrano gets an equalizer in the 70th minute that Louisville are back level. Again,
it's like that thing. It's like the thing when you have a light switch where it's not on, it's not off. It's just like kind of jostled right in the middle.
I see the chat have started the rumor
You know what I'm
mill.
talking about, like
The
right
chat
in the middle.
Digging in with the rumor mill here, talking about El Paso and would Rick leave for El Paso job? Rick Shantz, I don't know. I don't know, man. You guys go off and do what you want to do. Have your fun. Would Rick really leave coaching youth soccer though? I don't know. That's a question for you guys and Rick to work out, I'm sure. But we're not going to comment on that one, I don't think, are we? No, we're not. I mean, that Vegas one was a bit of a shock, but Vegas are a much better team, I think, than we've seen.
Oh, and Eric Winalda shouts.
Eric Winalda. Oh, do you really want to get Eric Winalda? No, Edward, you're easy. Yeah, exactly. Eric Winalda, my best friend, says Edward in the chat. Yeah, we know that you love Eric Winalda.
Reese, let's just clip the part where Owen just says Eric Winalda and then that phrase.
No,
like standalone.
No.
It's good.
But look, at the end of the day, it's interesting, right? Another managerial casualty. Another position now where you've got a team in the West that are looking now for making moves in terms of bringing in a head coach. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Obviously, things didn't go as well as you'd have hoped in El Paso. We were talking about them early season as a team that were potentially a contender. That didn't work out. They look like they're struggling right now. And so it's understandable that you get to a point where people are talking about this. Kieran here with the PHNX Open Cup watch party on Wednesday. Now, we're not going to be able to organize something probably because I'm going to be in Seattle or Tukwila, I should say. Specify it's Tukwila, not Seattle. And Max is going to be somewhere else because Max is... Rumor has it that Max, if Rising win, will show up drunk on the post-game show.
Yeah, that's
you did say that, right?
Yeah,
didn't you?
Can confirm.
I mean, maybe he'll just call in from the bar slamming shots. I mean, he could. Like, quarterfinalists, that's big.
That's
He's thinking about it.
Well, no, it's going out to LA for some business, and let's just say it might turn into a mullet real quickly. You know, a business at front party in back, baby. Let's go. Woo-woo.
He's getting a round of applause from Emma for that one.
You're darn right.
I don't think it was fully deserved.
You're darn right. Okay. Devon Hall manifesting a West Ham win. Okay, we're not doing a Premier League podcast.
Oh, no, go on. Give me some predictions. Who's going to do well in the Premier League? Man City shouts Reese from off screen.
Yeah. Sorry, Arsenal fans.
Well, Arsenal fans. Poor old Reese. He's a big Arsenal fan, as we know. The stat lackey.
Wearing his Arsenal red, and
maybe
Owen wearing his Wrexham red.
Maybe he won't be celebrating his No, I was going to say maybe he won't be celebrating a Premier League title this weekend, but he can celebrate. Shout out to Reese. He graduated from high school this week. And we've actually got a picture of him from his first day of kindergarten that he sent through to us. Look at this little man. Oh,
Is that?
You know, it makes me feel old because he's wearing a Phineas and Ferb t-shirt and it's his first day of kindergarten and it makes us feel old. But, you know, it's... Look at little Reese. Oh,
we're so proud of you, Reese. Oh.
But yeah, they're probably not going to win the league, though, are they? They're not going to win the league. Sorry, Reese. Sorry. We tried. We tried to be
Reese,
nice,
that's the part of growing up. Disappointment happens all the time. That's
he's
all
just
right.
nodding away.
Yep.
Nodding away as he knows.
Stat Lackey graduated, going on to real big numbers in the maths. Oh boy.
Oh,
It's awesome, Reese. Yeah, you did good. Did good tonight. It's been great in his internship. He had a burger earlier and he took it down like a champ. For the most part. Had most of the pretzel. He did great. He's growing up so fast.
Is there any? I'm not sure. Are they sending stuff behind us in the minute?
Are they what?
What are they doing to the pitch behind us?
What the?
I don't know, but there's like a guy. Can we? You can kind of see it. Wait.
Landscaper?
There's like a guy kind of going across.
Grounds crew Reese.
Grounds crew doing stuff behind us.
Grounds crew Reese. Go investigate. What do we have here? It's a big old.
I don't think Reese is going to get us an answer because we're going to be off soon. But, you know, they're doing something in the back. Does the burger have after effects, Devon? We will know soon. Soon. We will find that one out. Oh, my God. Zamboni. It is not a Zamboni, Edward. I can tell you that much. They don't have Zambonis here.
Oh, gosh, man. This feels like a low-key version of one of those episodes we super cut of just the random crap. But here we are. That's the thoughts out loud. Prove it. I don't think you know how Zambroni's work, my guy. Oh, goodness.
Reese, can you confirm for us? Because Edward thinks it's a Zamboni. Can you prove it's not a Zamboni? I can confirm it's not a Zamboni, the stat lackey.
Yeah, but if Renzo was driving it, it'd be a Zambroni. Yeah, baby. You like that? Woohoo! Let's go! Yeah!
Reese is currently considering just quitting now after hearing that. I can see it in his face.
Who else is going to buy you a random assortment of
foods
concessions?
Foods that may have him glued to the restroom tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But that's about it, I think, for tonight's episode of the PHNX Rising
Marlon in the
podcast.
chat, ends chat. That's exactly what we're going to do. Appreciate everyone joining us here on the PHNX Rising podcast. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at PHNX __ rising, because double the underscore.
Double the I don't know. There's an extra game this week, so we'll just say that.
It's an extra game this week, so we'll
double the calls from your fiance that you don't pick up during your show.
That's the one. Thank you, Eric. That's
a fair point. That's a married man's good advice. You can follow me on Twitter at Max David Simpson. You can follow Owen on Twitter at OJ Evans 18. You can follow Statlackey / Grounds Crew / High School Graduate Reese on Twitter at Reese 11 _.
You can call Max using his phone number, but he doesn't pick up even if you're his fiance.
You will not give out that. You can follow. Shout out Miss Emma and Clark. You can follow her on Twitter, Emma Clark. You can follow You can follow Eric Ruby on Twitter at Eric Ruby. You can follow Jacob Franklin. Where you can follow Jacob Franklin this week? Where you can follow him? You know what?
Stop telling people to follow Jacob Franklin. It's frankly quite creepy at this point.
Well,
man.
no, I'm not talking about it physically in person. That's called stalking.
You did at one point threaten to give out his home address.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Wait, hold on, wait.
No, he knows the Twitter account, Emma. He just doesn't want to give the Twitter account out. He wants to give weird things.
You can. We're gonna get Jacob to a game. You can follow him in person when he comes to Phoenix Rising Stadium.
See, now you're saying to follow him in person.
That's
creepy.
different.
That's
He's a
creepy,
spectator.
He's
not.
creepy.
It's not in that way.
It's creepy.
Oh boy. Well, appreciate everyone joining us. We'll be back. Owen will be back on Monday with an exclusive interview again with Joe.
You got
Lowry.
Mr. Joe Lowry.
Mr. Joe Lowry
in
studio.
Yep.
Boom. Again. Monday, boom, and then what? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday next week?
Busy
week. It is a 4-show week, folks. I appreciate everyone joining us again on tonight's postgame. It is a beautiful game, but it's so much more beautiful when you get a victory pretzel. Laters, y'all.
We all silly like the mayor.